Kia ora guys, Bird here. Welcome to episode 53 of Thaumcraft 5. We've taken quite the hiatus from the show on my YouTube channel, but yeah, we are finally back. Special thanks to Ray, as you saw at the start there. So a little bit of the backstory there. Ray, he came into my Twitch stream because I have been streaming on Twitch a lot recently. He came in and said, well, it's my birthday on the 15th of November, and it'd be pretty awesome if we had a new episode over on YouTube to celebrate that. So here we are, recording this in advance of that, hopefully getting it out in time. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get the video out in time. So Ray, this one is for you. Welcome everyone back to Thaumcraft 5. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. In the last couple of episodes, what we were working on is our cow and pig farm. For those of you who don't remember, we actually recorded, or we didn't record, sorry. We were working on this area here. We just got the Lamp of Fertility. This allows cows and all manner of mobs to just basically automatically be bred together as often as they can be, which is, as we did some experiments over on Twitch, is about every 5 minutes. So every 5 minutes the cows will breed, but it takes about 20 minutes for them to grow up into fully full adults like they are now. I took the Lamp of Fertility down because I didn't want it sucking up any more of my weak tooth Essentia. So yeah, that's the one issue that we have right now, is that we do not have the infrastructure to support having a steady and reliable supply of weak tooth Essentia coming into here for the Lamp of Fertility. So for the next little while, our goal is going to be to set that infrastructure up, get the Lamp of Fertility going, and that's going to allow us to have a steady stream of leather and meat and pig pork chops and whatever you can think of. What else? We've got the chickens over here that need to go in there at some point as well. I forgot the sound of chicken feet, and I'm sure glad I did. Those sound horrible, and the pigs are actually still over here as well. And a bunny! What are you doing in there, little dude? Can you? I think you can breed bunnies too. I wonder if they'll work with Thaumcraft. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Carrots! Trees! Wait, are they still automatically being... I've forgotten about this. Hold on. I thought this was... I think these guys are just working and not doing anything. Like, this tree farm is just over here and just... Okay, cool. Wow, what a tangent. Anyway, we want to set up the infrastructure for our Lamp of Fertility over there. So we've got one major change to the base already to support that. We have the Essentia Base over in the Nether currently, well, not anymore, as you're about to see and probably already have seen. We've decided to move all of the Essentia stuff over to this area here. We're going to make a new little expansion over this area. I've actually put in these Essentia Jars already. This isn't the final home for these. I just decided to put these in here just to quickly get them out of my inventory and stuff and just move on back into the Nether and just keep on moving stuff. So the majority of the stuff from the Nether is now here. We've got the... oh, hello. We've got the smeltery here, and we also have the thaumatorium shenanigans hanging out over here. So the plan for this place, this is not the final home for these jars. These are probably going to move downstairs a couple of levels. We're going to be having the smeltery and thaumatorium set up like we had before. Maybe the odd transfuser just for the sake of making it look nice. But for this alchemy lab, what I would like to do is have everything as non-transfusy as possible. What the heck am I talking about? We want to use as little transfusers as possible, is what I'm trying to say. I feel like transfusers in this mod, while they're awesome and just, you know, they're very simple, just slap it down and you don't need Essentia Tubes anymore, the Essentia Tubes in and of themselves have some kind of challenge and their own kind of aesthetic and beauty to them. So we're going to try that for this place. We're also going to go with sort of a different build style as well. We've gone very rustic with the majority of the builds here so far. But with the whole Essentia tubing thing, you can kind of tell, especially with these alchemical constructs, there's a very steampunky sort of vibe to them. So what I would like to do is kind of reflect that with the build design here. What I'm thinking of doing is making this sort of like an Essentia pipe sort of node thing, and then above this we could have like some sort of brass valve, something like that. So, something interesting to look at. Let me know what you guys think about that. I think that's a pretty cool idea. So by moving our alchemy lab here into the overworld, we're going to be able to support a lot of these little projects like this that require Essentia or whatever to run. We're going to be able to make the Essentia here and then just send it out to wherever we need it. So let's get talking about Weak-Tooth. Weak-Tooth Essentia is a fairly common Essentia. I'm not sure if I've ever showed you guys this. Let's head back over to our little mini storage hut over here, slash just gonna main little home thingy. I've got this item in here. I'm not sure if I ever showed this. I'm pretty sure I didn't. I've got this whole little book here called The Little Book of Essentia by Birdtross. Within these pages, you, young thaumaturge, will learn of the best items to break down into Essentia for each of the aspects of our world. So I went in here pretty early on and I went through and worked out what some of the most common items were that gave every kind of aspect that you can think of. So aqua, for example, comes from sugarcane. That's a fairly easy thing to get. Cinder pearls, not as easy, but still. Alrum's pretty rare Essentia, isn't it? Fabrica from crafting tables. Quicksilver, spider eyes, not efficient. I wonder what that means. It's been a while since I looked at this book. We can go back through to the back here because it's alphabetized, and we can see Weak-Tooth here requires, or it doesn't require, it can come from rotten flesh or wheat. Rotten flesh and wheat, those are two very, very, very common items in our world. It seems like every chest that I've got is drowning in rotten flesh. We have well over a stack, almost 2 stacks of blocks of flesh. Each of these blocks consists of, you just trust me, it takes 9 blocks to 9 rotten flesh to make a block. So it's fair to say we have a reasonable amount of rotten flesh. I'm just looking around here. Yep, just rotten flesh, just filling our inventory, and it gets everywhere, to be honest with you. And wheat as well. We can actually go into our other hut here. Ooh, the night's coming. We can actually head into this other hut, and we can see we've got this farm over here. This has been going for quite some time. I think you new guys probably haven't seen this yet. We've got this little wheat farm here. Got some shenanigans down there to get the wheat up into here and turn it into hay bales. So again, we have tons and tons of wheat just waiting here, ready to be broken down from this. So wheat gets turned into Araba and Weak-Tooth. So I think this is going to be a pretty interesting one for us to get started on, I think, just because we have a way of generating this, and right now I'm not using the wheat for anything now that I think about it, especially not now that we have, well, eventually we will have a Lamp of Fertility over at our cow farm there. Our wheat farm becomes less and less useful because that's what we were using to breed originally, and we don't need that anymore. So, yeah, I think this is a pretty good thing to be getting started with. We could always set the rotten flesh up as like some sort of thing we could use in alternate to hay bales and wheat and stuff. So, we get 1 piece of Weak-Tooth out of it, but then we get some Araba as well. We can check the basic information tab, aspects of magic. Let's head on over to Araba, and Araba is right here. Araba is made of Weak-Tooth and Terra Essentia. Now, why is that important, you might be asking? Well, you've probably already seen the title of this episode, and you know exactly why that is a thing. We can head over to the Alchemy tab, head over to the Essentia section, and here it is right here, the Alchemical Centrifuge. So, let's just quickly recap what this is. The Alchemical Centrifuge is a wondrous invention that allows you to break Essentia down into its component parts. When compound Essentia flows into the centrifuge from below, it will be slowly broken down into the primal or compound Essentia that it is made from. Only one of the components is created for each point of Essentia broken down. The resulting Essentia needs to be drawn from the top of the centrifuge. Because of the idiosyncrasies of the tube pressure system, it would be best to connect an Essentia buffer to the top of the centrifuge. So here's the recipe right here. We need some Essentia Tubes, brass gears, Alchemical Construct. Those are all fairly straightforward. The one difficult part, though, is the Morphic Resonator. Morphic Resonators take the tainted shards, and tainted shards themselves require Wheatium Essentia to process. The problem is I currently don't have a really good way of generating that. Even in that little book that I showed you, you can actually go and rewind the video if you really want to, but Wheatium's entry is actually empty. I don't have a super reliable way of doing it. Basically just anything involved with taint will break down into Wheatium Essentia. And we do have a couple jars. But yeah, I think actually I already have a Morphic Resonator. I can head back into the starting room. It's already halfway through the night already. Well, no monsters are coming to eat my giblets, so we're pretty safe so far. I can get back inside anyway. Where was it? Where did I put it? I believe I stuck it over here. This is the chest that I use for just random stuff. Yeah, I was just looking through just some random chests the other day in the live stream that I did. And I think it was up here in one of these chests. There was just a Morphic Resonator just, just hanging out. So it's pretty cool to have a spare one of those, so we don't need to worry about spending a tank crystal, although we do have plenty of those hanging out here already, which is pretty sweet. We shouldn't need to head out to craft most of this. Yeah, so let's go ahead and grab this. We're also going to need a brass plate. We need more brass plates. I'm not that good with the recipes, so I will have to come back in here. I'm going to need a brass gear. Right, I guess we don't need the plate after all. Brass gears, what did they take again? It's been quite a while since I played TC5, of course. Brass nuggets and an iron ingot. Let's get those going here. Okay, we're going to need one of these. Our iron ingot. We just need one of those, I believe. Head over here. Let's break this down into brass nuggets. Get those ran around. We're not making a mundane ring. Stick an iron ingot through the middle of the ring, and Bob's your uncle. You got a brass gear. Fantastic. That's one item down. Also going to need an Alchemical Construct. We did have a couple over in the Alchemy lab there with the Thaumatorium, but we're not going to use one of those ones. We need to make a new one for this, of course. Some Essentia Tubes. I'm pretty sure I've got some Essentia Tubes hanging out already. Yep. Got one of those. Was it 2? I think it was 2. Of course it was 2. The Alchemical Construct itself. A further 2 tubes. 4 ingots. Gritwood planks. We're all good. We're all gravy, baby. Let's get those. We're going to need 2 more pipes and then 2 valves. I do have 1 here. And I've probably got a bunch still over in the nether base. I didn't clear out everything yet. But we're going to need tons of valves anyway for what we've got in mind here. So I don't mind making a couple here. Where are the valves? Probably in here. Okay, so that's pretty simple. Just a lever. Easy as. I'll probably have a bunch of levers in this redstone chest. Not quite. Let's get some cobblestone out then. Oh, there's actually tons of cobblestone in here, my goodness. And the sticks. I've got 1 stick left. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Get a lever going. Let's get another alchemy tube, Essentia Tube out, so we can make our second valve. Boop. Oh, and of course we're going to need some magic edge. I can't stick that in there, that's right. I forgot about that. Well, let's go ahead and head on over to the wizard tower. My scepter is over in the workbench that's over in here, because the whole point is that we're eventually planning to move in here. I never even fixed this bridge. I want to get like a glass bridge in here, but I want to make it out of like coloured glass as well. Sort of like have clear glass and then coloured glass as well to kind of add some sort of mysticality to it. So the scepter is in here with 0 lighting on it for some reason. Get these together. Awesome. So that's 2 of those. What else were we needing here? Just the Alchemical Construct. Right, so we need 4 more iron ingots, 2 valves, 2 pipes, and a great wood plank. I should have brought all that with me. Alright. Let's head on back. And we're going to do this in real time. Let's make this a nice long episode for Ray, hey? I'm sure he won't mind. Thank you guys very much for being supporters of the channel. I'm sure most of you have already left nice comments on the video already. Thank you so much. Let's get some more iron out. I think it was 4. Oh, I had 2 there. I wonder what that 2 is for. This might not work out. No, we're okay. Two pipes, 2 valves, great wood plank. Is that really all we came back for? We do have some great wood hanging out. That's cool. And I think that's us ready to go here. I do have my resonator, my gear. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's put this brass nugget away while I'm here and thinking about it. Bump. Sweet. And the sun is rising. The zombies are not paying attention to us. Perfect. Perfect. Look at all this random shenanigans and schematics I've got going on. I'm such a lazy builder. I build all my scaffolding and never take it down. Hopefully we can improve here. We actually need to make the resonator, not the resonator, the alchemical construct first. Bump. Bump. I got it right first try. 39.5, down from 50 if I recall. Indeed, that's a nice little saving right there. That should just... It's not going to charge right back up. Okay, well I'll have to bring that down onto my hotbar here at some point. So I'll put that in the middle. Resonator over here. Gear. 2 of these. 79. So that's down from 100. That's actually so expensive that I might actually go and grab my wizard gear. If I can find it. I'm not actually sure if I still have this. I'm pretty sure I had wizard robes and rings for getting discounts and stuff on this. I wonder where that is. Because I've been looking for that. Normally I keep it in here. But I don't know where it is now. I do have the rings. I'm not sure where I left the gear. Armor maybe? No, it's not in there. I do have some chests downstairs here. Let's just quickly check. Maybe they're here. No. No. I could use those upstairs actually. Look at all this stuff. There's even packed ice in here. See how disorganized I am? And I keep a silverwood over here in my gunpowder. Are they like blocks of gunpowder? Yes, they're called TNT. Yeah, looks like I don't have my robes and ring here. I've misplaced them. I'll have to look for them at some point. So I will have to take the extra hit. Or maybe they're over here. Saplings. Oh please, oh please. No idea. I got no idea. Oh. Oh man. Yep. Oh, fantastic game. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and decrease the cost of Auto and Perditio. Why not? Wow. That is fantastic. Typical Birdtross. Typical Birdtross right there, folks. Just saying. So that takes the cost down to 65 from 100. Pretty freaking awesome. Bunk. There we go. That is our first Essentia Centrifuge. That's, I'm not sure if they're more or less expensive than they were in TC4. It feels like they're more expensive. Especially because of the Morphic Resonator. Now let's get this, gear off. Stick that back. And then we'll go ahead and follow rule number 1 of Thaumcraft. Do you guys remember rule number 1 of Thaumcraft? It's been a hot minute here. Let's get our armor back on as well. We need to get our ender chest down. Scan stand. That's right. So I'm going to drop that on the ground and let's have a look. I'll just double check. I picked that up straight away. Nothing there. Fair enough. Let's go ahead and break this guy, and there we go. We're good to go here. I don't actually have any... I do have some Essentia Tubes, and I'll probably need to get out the... what do they call it? The Resonator, I think it's called. The tuning fork, as I renamed it. Just kind of referencing the TC4 series of it there, and plus it just kind of looks like a tuning fork. So we've got this. Let's get a handful of tubes here. We need some jars as well, probably. Gonna need... What else do we need? We must have some files here, just to have them. Where is my weak tooth Essentia? I think that's in the enter chest too. Yeah. No, actually, do I have any Alba Essentia? I do actually, don't I? Oh, Squiddy! Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and grab one of the jars that's in here already to test with, just for now. Just because I don't have the smeltery set up. Go ahead and grab that, and let's just go ahead and set it up here just for now. This is just a little temporary setup. We can come back in the next episode with something a little more permanent, that's fine. So as I recall, it said it needs to be flows into the centrifuge from below. Okay, so we can stick this here right here, and we should be able to stick the Essentia Centrifuge on top. And it's just going to start working straight away. Okay. And it's got some Terra stuck in there, but the Terra is not able to go anywhere. I don't have any... Well, I do have some Terra jars, but they're like full already, I think. I do have this void one. We'll just do this for now, just for demonstration purposes. Get the Essentia Tube. Let's just make a little network on top here, like so. This should just be able to pipe down. There we go. And now there's weak tooth Essentia stuck in there. Let me get my tuning fork out as well here, just to kind of see what's going on. Right, so the suction here should be 31 as I recall. Yes. Cool. And then we should be able to do this too. So, oh, there we go. So the weak tooth went to the untyped suction. What's going on here? Oh, I see. There's infighting here, I think. What's going on? Suction there is 30 Terra. Suction there is 29 Victus. Weak tooth. So there seems to be a little bit of fighting. Okay. How do I fix this? Yeah, give me a couple of seconds here and I'll try and see if I can fix this little issue that we're having here. Yeah, I've just taken a couple minutes. I've just taken, like I said, a couple of seconds. Haven't really worked anything out. We can just separate it like so for now. But that's not fantastic. Maybe... I don't know. It's kind of... This is not good. We need to work this out. If you guys have any ideas on how to sort out this kind of suction issue, let me know, because I don't want to have to babysit this all the time to get my weak tooth Essentia out every time it has Terra Essentia stuck in there. But I mean, this is working as intended. It looks like it's actually working basically the exact same as it was in the TC4 episode. And this is actually going to really help us out in terms of setting up our infrastructure for that there. And who knows, perhaps we are going to be getting enough weak tooth Essentia from the farm itself to be able to kind of sustain itself. That would be interesting to experiment with here. I think we're going to go ahead and call the episode there, guys. I don't want it to get too long and the voice is starting to get drained here. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode this revival, this return to our adventures here in TC5. I am aware of the TC6 beta that is out right now, but I would prefer to I would prefer to start my TC6 series once the mod comes out proper. Oh wait, hold on, what am I doing? We actually have the focus corner here to go ahead and prepare for, so oh dear, give me a couple minutes off camera here and we'll go ahead and get a focus corner installment on the end of this episode. It's been so long, I kind of forgot about it, sorry. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the focus corner. It turns out that in the last episode I basically had to go back and watch the part of the episode from the last one where I was working on this one focus of equal trade. Can go ahead and drop this in here to demonstrate. So we put Architect on this focus last time, and it looks like I've gone ahead. I actually forgot I did this. I went ahead, and put the third stage of Enlarge on here, as well as finally some Silk Touch. Silk Touch is actually pretty handy on a one focus of equal trade because, for example, there are blocks out there like glass. So glass is one of those blocks that typically breaks, but if you've got Silk Touch you can actually put glass back up. And that's going to be particularly important later on when we're dealing with objects like, let me get this out, put my Thermonomicon away. Let's see, where is it? It should be under Artifice. Yeah, here it is over here, the Arcania. So the Arcania, we were using this quite a bit in our TC4 world, and I don't think we've used it yet, so there is an upcoming episode with this in at some point, I promise. So we were using glass quite a bit in our TC4 world, because glass is one of the blocks that note blocks work with. So having our one focus of equal trade with Silk Touch on it is going to be a huge help in situations like that, for example. Also with just like building in general, even if you want to mine with your one focus of equal trade, I mean, it's hella expensive actually if you want to mine like that, but yeah, this is actually what I used to do this this floor here. I can go ahead and show you exactly how large it is, how large an area you get to work with. Wow. Look at how big that is, guys. How big is this? I can barely even see the entire space. I need like a large flat area. But it is extremely large. That's like 6 blocks back there, maybe even like 7. You can kind of count from there, to be honest. Let's have a little count here for the max size. So that's the max size there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that is 9 blocks in every direction from the center, which is a huge area. That's like, you know, that was over 2 stacks of blocks. I think I went through like more than 2 stacks, and it only took like 2 casts to do this entire floor. So it is extremely expensive. It's an expensive focus to use, but it's also kind of efficient. It saves a heck of a lot of time as well. But yeah, that's it for this Wand of Equal Trade focus. I'm not sure if we need a second one. I might make a second one with the Fortune enchantment on it. I don't know. I don't think we need it, but yeah. So thank you guys very much for watching this episode of TC5. We're going to try and keep a regular-ish schedule here. We'll try and get a video out, say, every couple of days. I don't want to make a huge commitment right now. I just kind of want to ease my way back into things here. But yeah, hopefully more videos coming here in the short term. Have a good one, guys.